Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? It is me again, your favorite Texas trucker. I am in Indiana, on my way to Wisconsin, and I got a couple things I'd just like to holler at you about. I'm going to take this off because I don't need it. Anyway, right now, what I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about keeping negative influences out of your life. Doesn't have a lot to do with trucking. I mean, it does, and you'll see why, I hope. But it can be applied to every aspect of your life, honestly. Probably got that hat head here, but that's all right. So let's talk about trucking, and then hopefully you can see how what I'm going to say applies to every aspect of your life, right? When you first decide that you want to get into a trucking career, there's a lot of decisions that you have to make. I've got a friend of mine who has children, very young children, and he wants to get into truck driving, right? And his wife doesn't really want him to get into it, and so he's at this point where he has to make a decision. Either he's going to pursue his dream and become a truck driver, or he's going to shelf it and put it on the back burner. Maybe pick it up later on, maybe not. All right. And there's a lot of things that you have to weigh in making a decision like that. The needs of the kids, that's the most important thing that you have to weigh. The fact that you're going to be gone away from home for an extended amount of time, even if you just do your 6 months to get that minimum 6 months experience, it's really not going to serve you all that well. But it's a minimum, and there's some companies that will hire you for a local job if you have a minimum of 6 months of experience. But again, it's not going to serve you all that well. But let's just say that that's your plan, that you're going to do 6 months, and then you're going to get a job driving local, okay? But for 6 months, you're going to see your kids maybe 24 days out of that whole 6 months, okay? So their needs are pretty important, young kids are in this early development stage, okay? And they need your influence, at the early years. So you need to weigh that. Second is the needs of your wife, or if you're a woman, the needs of your husband, your spouse. The long distance relationships are hard on you, and the divorce rate among truck drivers is pretty high. The spouse, it takes a special breed of person to be a truck driver's spouse, and I'm trying to use a neutral term. I don't mean any offense to women if I refer to truck drivers as men, and I don't mean any offense to anybody, because men and women are both truck drivers, and men and women and truck drivers are both married, and they both have to deal with the same issue. So I try to use a neutral term here, and that's as a spouse. So you've got this spouse at home, and that spouse at home's got needs, and emotional needs, physical needs, and it takes a toll. So you got to take that into consideration. But once you've made those decisions, and if you're married or in a relationship, then your significant other, your spouse, has as much a right in that decision-making process as you do. And you two need to come together to make that decision. But let's say that you've made the decision and you decide to go forward. All right, you decide to become a truck driver, and you have the support of your spouse, you have the support of your kids, and you're going to be able to go out and do your thing. But you've got all these negative people. All right, and negative people comes in all shapes, sizes, all sects and colors, all religions, and and they come in all facets of life. Recently, I'm on a Facebook page called Truck Stop, and it's a pretty good page. But occasionally there'll be somebody. It's a really negative page too, honestly. But occasionally somebody will come on there and they'll be like, hey, I'm thinking about going to truck driving school. What do you suggest as a starter company or something like that? And man, you want to talk about negative? Good Lord have mercy. Them guys will come on there and tell them, find another job. This girlfriend comes on there and she says, my boyfriend is about to finish truck driving school and we're looking at possibilities to get him a job. What companies would you suggest for somebody just coming out of truck driving school? Man, she got battered with, the best thing you can do is talk him out of becoming a truck driver. Don't do it. Becoming a truck driver is the worst decision of his life. On and on and on, just non-stop, hundreds of comments like that, from truck drivers. Yeah. And occasionally interspersed in there, or wives who would say, my husband's been a truck driver, and it's hard, but we've done good, and as long as you're behind him and you're supporting him, and so on and so on and so on, occasionally you'll have those, and I get so sick of hearing the bashing of this industry. This is an honorable profession. This is an honorable job. It's a good job, and it can be a very good paying job. But these negative people will get on there and they'll drag you down. They'll get on there and they'll pound you into the ground until suddenly, you're not really sure if this is what you really want to do anymore. I mean, shoot, here's all these people that are, saying all these negative things, and it's difficult to stay on track, or you've got family, family who will come up and say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you're going to get divorced if you do that, or your wife's going to leave you, and, your kids will never know their dad, and all this kind of stuff, and I mean, it's just negative. It pounds at you, it just constant pounding of negativity, that just slams into you over and over again. And negativity, I've said this before, negativity breeds negativity. Once you start hearing all that negative shit, and you start paying attention to it, and you start absorbing that negative stuff, well, then you start doubting yourself. And when you start doubting yourself, then you start making mistakes, okay? What you need to do in your life is cut yourself from those negative people. Okay, maybe they're family. Maybe they're friends. You got to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Don't be a follower. Don't be a follower. Don't be riding on other people's coattails. Get out there and make your own opportunities. Opportunities aren't given to you. They're not given to you. They're not there. You can't go into a grab bag of opportunities and say, oh, well, I'll take this opportunity and I'll take this opportunity and I'll take that opportunity because it's there. Because opportunities don't come like that. They're there always. Opportunities are always there, but they're not given to you. You take your opportunities. You take them. You make your opportunities. And you're the only one that can do it. And if you start listening to negative people and you let negative people get inside your head and you let negative people start changing the way that you view the things that you want to do, then you're never going to accomplish your goals. Ever. Never going to accomplish it. There is nothing that you cannot accomplish if you want to accomplish it bad enough. Nothing. You don't know what you can accomplish until you try. You don't know what you can accomplish until you fight for it. You don't know what you can accomplish until you've done everything else, and failed at everything else, and then found that one spot that you're just at home with and that you succeed with. That's when you find out what you can accomplish. You find out what you can accomplish when when you have to struggle for it, you have to fight for it. That's when you find out what you can accomplish. As long as people are telling you you can't do something, and as long as you listen to that, you're not going to do it. You're not going to make it. You're going to approach it in a half-assed manner. You're going to do a half-assed job, and you're going to fail. It's when you stop listening to the negative people that you start saying, hey, this goal is out there. This goal is high. It's up there, and I don't know how I'm going to reach it yet. But one way or another, I'm going to reach that goal. That's when you succeed. That's when you look back, 10 years later, and you say, one time I said I wasn't going to listen to anybody negative, and I was going to reach that goal, and I reached it. There's a difference between paying attention to negative information, which I talked about in my last video. Paying attention to the negative things when you do research, because you have to have that negative information in order to make an informed decision. There's a difference between paying attention to negative information and paying attention to negative people. Negative information says, the job that you're going for, the recruiter is lying to you. They're telling you you're going to get 3,000 to 3,500 miles a week, but you're really only going to get 1,700 to 2,300 miles a week. So you're going into this job expecting to make a paycheck based off of 3,000 miles a week, when you're really only going to be making a paycheck based on about 1,700 miles a week. And you're going to be making half what they say you're going to make. That's negative information. Right, that's information that you take in and you say, well, everything's not quite as it seems to be, and I need to be a little bit more discerning about the job opportunity that I'm taking. Okay, that's negative information. Negative people are different. Negative people are the ones that tell you, oh man, you can't be a truck driver. If you're a truck driver, there's so many things against you. If you just have one accident, it's going to go against your record. You're never going to drive for anybody ever again. You're going to ruin your whole career. You're going to leave your whole family. You won't accomplish nothing in your life. Your wife's going to leave you. Your kids are going to hate you. You're going to come home after being out on the road for 3 or 4 weeks to an empty house, and all that. That's negative people. Cut them people out of your life. Get rid of them. Don't listen to them. Don't even give them acknowledgement. Get them out of your life. Because negative people are going to drag you down. Negative people are going to make sure you never succeed. And if you listen to those negative people, you're never going to reach for their goals. You're never going to know what you can have unless you strive for something you've never had. Once you strive for something you never had, you're going to end up with something that you really, really want. Cut the negative people out of your life. When you cut the negative people out of your life, you need to replace them. And you replace them with positive people. Positive people are the type of people that come up to you and they say, oh man, you want to become an owner-operator? You don't even have a CDL yet? Well, let me see what we can do to help you here. What do you need to do? They're going to help you find the best school. They're going to help you get put into the best job to get started on. They're going to help you learn what it's going to take for you to become an owner-operator. They're going to teach you or help you learn what it means to have your own authority. They're going to help you figure out what it means, what kind of permits that you have to haul the type of load that you want to haul it. They're going to try to help you figure out how to maximize your fuel mileage. They're going to try to help you figure out, what your maintenance costs can be expected to be on a vehicle pulling the type of loads that you pull. They're going to work with you to help you figure out what type of tires get the best fuel mileage, or when the best time is to change your tires out, or whether or not, putting skins on your tires are really going to help you, or whether an aerodynamic truck or an old school, truck is worth, more to begin with, they're going to sit down and help you try to figure out how to break down, what different types of loads get paid. Does dry bulk get paid better than reefer? Does reefer get paid better than dry bulk? Does flatbed get paid better than reefer? Does, step deck, heavy haul, wide load, what do they get paid? What is the frequency of the jobs that you have here? Is it worth taking the higher pay, from running a reefer as opposed to a dry bed when there's more dry bed freight than there is reefer freight? What can you do if there's a lag in freight? What if you can't get a reefer haul? Do you have a dry bed trailer? Would it be better to have a dry bed trailer so that you can haul dry bed and or reefer, and so on and so on and so on. These are the people that are going to help you try to figure out how to attain your goals. They're the people that are going to tell you, sit down and work with you on figuring out your finances and figuring out how you can save money and putting together a plan to get you debt free so that you can sit down and start putting money aside for for maintenance costs and for buying a used truck. They're the ones that are going to work with you to determine whether a lease program is better for you than just buying a truck outright, or buying a truck outright, once you have it, if it's better for you to get your own authority and work, brokering your own loads or hire a broker for a load, or whether it's better to lease on to another company. They're going to help you try to figure out which companies are best to lease on. Those are positive people. Positive people are the ones that are going to help you stay focused on your goal. That doesn't mean that person's always positive. Okay, positive people can be negative. That's not what I'm saying. Everybody's negative sometimes. Anybody that presents themselves as being positive all the time is lying to you. They're not showing you the negative aspects of their life because they don't want you to see it. They want you to think that they're positive all the time. They want you to think that they're motivated all the time. They want you to think that they're perfect all the time, and they're not. They're just human. They have bad days too. They have bad days. They get negative. It's how they deal with that negativity, that determines whether or not they're useful to you. Even in their negative time, do they try to keep you focused on their goal? Those are the people you want in your life. Those are the people that you want to grasp and hold to you. So that's what this video is about today. Cut the negative people from your life. Replace them with the positive. Until next time. Y'all take care. Like it, share it, comment. Help me get my word out. Until then, peace out.